Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza, this is the third hour of Today.
And when we come back, we're going to introduce you to the new leader of one incredible organization, Big Brothers Big Sisters of America.
For more than a century, Big Brothers Big Sisters of America have been providing mentors to kids all over this country. And now more than ever, they are playing a critical role. This morning, we're joined by the organization's newest CEO, who is making history himself, Artis Stevens, here to tell us about their new initiatives. Artis, good to see you. Full disclosure, I was a Big Brother many years ago, so I've loved the organization for many, many years. For those who are not familiar with what it is that you guys do, Artis, explain it and how you guys are expanding the mission.
Absolutely. Well, good morning to all of you, and thanks for having me on. I will tell you, most people don't know, we were born 100 years ago, and we were founded as an innovative alternative to the juvenile justice system. Mm-hmm. And we reached the most marginalized young people, the young people who were most vulnerable. And why that's so important is because if you fast forward 100 years, the country's changed in a lot of ways, demographics have changed, but the spirit of our mission hasn't changed. And that's creating more equity and empowerment to young people who need us most. We're now the largest one-to-one mentoring organization all across the country, serving 5,000 communities in all 50 states. And our model is built around the big, who's the adult, positive adult, as you are, Craig, and the little, the young person that we inspire. And what's so important right now is that more than ever, young people need mentoring in this country. They need positive adult role models to support them. And the things that we're doing right now is that we have a bold vision to empower every young person on the path to graduate with a plan for their future and a mentor who impacts their lifetime. And we know that there's some key things to ensure that we're able to help them to do that. One is we need more volunteers. Mm-hmm. We need more people coming into this community. We right now have 30,000 kids on our waiting list, 30,000. And most of those kids are boys. Yep. And most of those boys are boys of color. Mm-hmm. We need all volunteers. We need every background, every experience, but we definitely need men. And we need to ensure that we're creating the types of programs and initiatives that allow that to happen. And then the second thing I'll say that's really important is the idea of bringing partnerships. And there's no greater partnership than corporate America, some of our community institutions like educational institutions, government, all around the table to think about mentoring. We're right now the largest operator of workplace mentoring in the country. So think about if we're able to harness all of the employees in our country to truly have turnkey ways that they can give back to their community. Yeah. Not only does that create our economic pipeline, it gets kids ready for getting jobs and career preparedness, and then it helps us to support where we're going in terms of supporting our communities and helping our communities to revitalize in this country. So there's so much opportunity that we have to really create a bold path to a big future for young people in our country.
And Artis, you're the organization's first black CEO in its 117-year history. What's the importance of having representation of that kind on the executive level?
Yeah, it's incredibly important. And here's what I will say. I grew up in a family, my parents were awesome, right? My dad was a preacher. My mom was the anchor of our family and of our community. But I grew up in a large family. We didn't have a lot of means when I grew up. I grew up in Brunswick, Georgia. We didn't have a lot of means. However, what we did have, and my mom and my dad always told me, we were rich in relationships. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't just them, but they had this philosophy that it takes a village to raise a child. So if I went and I did something bad 3 blocks away from my house, by the time I got home, you guys know it, by the time I got home, my mom already and my dad already knew about it. But why that's so important to what this means for my significance as a CEO and the first black CEO is that I had models. I had people that exposed me, that showed me new things. I had people that were representative of what I looked like and showed me things about, here's how you become a man. I was the first person in my family to go to college and graduate. By the way, go Bulldogs, Georgia Bulldogs.
Artis, let me squeeze this in here because I want people to be able to get involved with the program. And really quickly, I will say we had a little brother in our family. My uncle had, and that young man, he wasn't little, he's taller than all of us, but he became part of our family. Yeah. Holidays, just going to the movies, bowling, or what have you. I know you're doing a partnership with Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, which is important. And then for people who are watching who want to get involved, 30,000 kids right now waiting for just someone to take them to the movies, to go get go to McDonald's, whatever it is. What do they need to do? That's a small city. 30,000 kids?
30,000 kids. And think about this, too. It's 30,000 kids on our waiting list. And it's not talking about the kids who just have need for a positive mentor. We know in this country, 1 in 3 kids don't have a positive mentor that's a sustaining mentor in their lifetime. So that's the opportunity that we have. And being a positive mentor, it's simple. Here's the thing. There's no perfect match. The only thing is the idea, the way that we create matches, and these are our local folks. So our incredible Big Brothers Big Sisters staff and volunteers on the ground, they work tirelessly to create these types of powerful matches. And here's what they'll tell you in terms of creating the types of match. 1, it takes just commitment, and your commitment to time, to be passionate. You don't have to be perfect. What you just have to be is committed and passionate. The other thing that's really important about creating a match is the idea that when we do this, the idea is that you both get something out of it. Yes, we're empowering young people, but most of our volunteers will tell us that they got just as much out of it as the young person that they were
Artis, we're going to make sure we put it on our website how people can jump in and help out.
Thank you, Artis. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. For more Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America and how you can help get involved, today.com.